Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network, a coalition of creator-owned podcasts focused on video gaming, entertainment, and pop culture. Go to greenlitpodcast.com to find out about all the great shows on the network. Also, Eric, you can visit us on Patreon, patreon.com/retroam. It's good. You can go there. And we appreciate all the people who go there. Do you go there?
Yeah.
Okay, come there sometimes, Eric, and you can hear all the great things. Bonus episodes, miniseries, and more. Voting rights. Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yes.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. In this series, we are allegedly covering Chrono Cross. Tonight, we ignore the lack of character development of the protagonist and his band of misfit friends and seek the conclusion of this game's dumbass joke characters. My name is Chris. I'm joined tonight by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris, let's do Xenogears for our next podcast.
You know, it would be fun just to do that again.
I think it would.
It would be fun. I mean, not anytime soon, but like, you know, get the band back together one day and just fucking do it again. That'd be great. We're also joined tonight by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join this conversation at patreon.com/retroam.
We are also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion and potential suspect on the 24th iteration of Paradise on the murder island in Paradise Killer.
Oh my.
Initializing FakeNet.
I did not murder the council, and Lady Love dies will clear my name at any moment.
We're going to do some side questing tonight, I think.
Some Zelbessen.
Some Zelbessen, some Yggdrasil.
Yes.
Play the music. Are we going to
That's
play
right.
the music?
For the Yggdrasil?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. We've heard Zelbus enough times.
Yeah, let's fucking play it because we're Yggdrasiling across the Zelbus.
That's right.
What's the point in the story? We've joined forces with the cops.
Yes, we've joined the cops. We have not become police, but some of the cops are on our team.
Okay, question. So is the poor military the cops and the dragoons the cops? They're both just two.
Well, you know how like
factions
the
of cops?
CIA, the feds, and the police and the army are all the cops.
Yeah, but they're all from the same country, from the same entity, the same state.
Okay, fine. Then what's Interpol and fucking
this is the
El Federales or
the Canadian police versus the American
Mounties.
Police. Okay, okay. That works. Please see our miniseries, probably about Parasite Eve. If you want.
Police see our miniseries.
So Eric, take us to the Zelbus. Let's just go. It's kind of our like home base, but some characters are still hanging out in random places.
Yeah, it's important to visit these places to see if there's any new dialogue from stationary NPCs or where some of our crew has been quartered.
Yes,
quartered like lived there, not like diced.
Right,
like William Wallace.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
So immediately, the first place we go is below deck.
Mm-hmm.
Marcy is waiting down here, Chris, and now she's basically Kid. She swears she's going to teach Lynx a lesson and take all of his 9 lives.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, are we sure this is supposed to be for this character? And I thought Marcy was a little bit more direct in her insulting.
Well, now that she's moved on past her filthy childlike mouth and insults, she has to focus her anger on one person instead of a group of people. It's part of the maturation process in adolescence, Chris.
That's very true. What I think that she should be saying is, I'm ready to go kill fucking Lynx.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
put him in your party, my party. Your party.
Something
yes.
I didn't consider in our last episode with this whole Fargo and Viper spat is Marcy is also Fargo's kid, if Nikki is, because Marcy and Nikki are related.
Oh, fuck.
So Viper has just had like dominion over this child girl.
Ding noise.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Like, is that the source of their conflict?
I don't know. I'm wondering if we're going to get any fill-in with some of this backstory, because what's missing from the Fargo backstory is, of course, the Marcy stuff, but also the Viper stuff. I think it's all intertwined.
I hope so.
Because I checked a wiki, and it is intertwined, but I don't know if it's in the game or if somebody just made that up. So
that's a good point. Wikis are editable by anyone,
yes,
including us.
Yes, and yeah, we're going to delete that shit if it's not true.
So there's another pirate down here named Riddel Groupie, and all he wants to do, Chris, get close to Riddel.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay.
right.
To have groupies, you have to have some sort of fame. Is her fame just like being famous?
Yeah, like the cop's daughter, right?
Okay.
The lead cop's daughter. Can you think of any other lead cop's daughters in fiction?
Not in fiction, but
isn't Barbara Gordon?
I think No, I was going to say Robert Kardashian was a lawyer, but I think he was a defense lawyer.
Yes.
At least with OJ, he was. I can't think of any, Eric.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Karsh is out here too as Riddel's personal bodyguard, protecting her from scum.
Yes.
He trails off as he begins to say he's her bodyguard, which means he wants to do a sex to Riddel.
Yeah, he does.
Upon further review, due to something that happens later, he may just feel awkward around Riddel due to maybe or maybe not being responsible for Dario's grisly death.
Yeah, that's true.
already been hinted at before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then we go to the dining room, Chris.
Yes.
My guy standing next to the table says his dish is delicious, and he wonders if hell is frozen over. Because the food tastes good on this ship. The other pirate, looking at his sword with alarming focus, thinks there is something way different about the fish he is eating. It's delicious now. And at this point, I was like, why do they like the food? What happened? But we'll see something later when we go over to the kitchen, Chris.
Yes.
There's a pirate walking around here with sword in hand. He's thinking about becoming a cook. Why would anyone want to become a cook? Oh, Chris, it's because Orcha is now back here.
Yeah. Orcha says, yo, I've decided to stay here a while. All it takes is a little ingenuity to spice things up. A cha-cha-cha here, a cha-cha there a cha, here a cha.
I also want to think perhaps this is a source of the Viper-Fargo conflict, is that he's stolen his, house chef.
It's cooked back, it's gone back and forth. Orchard will say, why don't you call on me sometime? As you can tell, I need the exercise. By the way, brief note here. Are we on the We're not on the Zelbus. We're on the Invincible, right? We said Zelbus, I think.
Oh, yes, we're on the Invincible.
Okay.
It was playing the music Zelbus, which was strange.
Yes, it's all weird. I mean, they can't get that shit right. It happens in Termina as well.
Next door to that is the inn. Riddel is in here alone, and she's wondering where they might be drifting off to now. Yes. Just like I do every night when I go to sleep.
Yeah, where are we going here, buddy?
Then next to that is Fargo's room. Fargo's in there. He says, listen up. I've explained your situation to me men. Don't worry. They're all very understanding. Oh, and the ones who ran off are back on board. Pay them a visit when you get the chance. The fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe we were supposed to be reunited with our party here and we're not yet.
Yeah. The ones who ran off, I don't know if that was like the Dragoons or what.
Maybe the Dragoons or maybe just pirates that we beat ass of. Who knows?
So take note, again, of which room Riddel is in because I think there's some subtext here later.
Okay.
All right. So then I go down below deck. Do you have anything else for first deck?
No.
Down below deck, there's a guy walking around. And he asks if we've ever seen a dragon. He says they are strong and fierce, just like him.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Then we go to the bedroom here. It's below the other bedroom that Riddel is in.
Mm-hmm.
Viper is down here. He says we must track down Lynx. We don't have time to spare. He says we need to head to the Sea of Eden. Incorrect advice because we have to head to, some dragons first. But
yeah, we need to gain entry into the Sea of Eden.
So, Chris, Viper's down here on a bed asleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Riddel is directly above him,
yes.
Which means he may hear his daughter doing sex things every night.
Oh, with Karsh?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I think we'll explore that relationship a little bit later in this episode,
okay.
I think, right?
Yeah, mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah. Close. Yeah, I think you're right. Good call.
Smashing his daughter. Next to that bedroom is another bedroom. Mm-hmm. Zoah is here in his work clothes on top of a bed lying down.
Yeah.
He says, all capital letters, that was yummy.
Yeah.
Chris, so it's implied he's talking about the fish he just ate that was cargo, right? Or Orcha's fish. But what else could he be talking about that was yummy while he's shirtless in S&M gear and a helmet on a bed?
Lots of things, Eric.
I wrote a note that says, go and do this to my wife. I don't know what entirely I'm talking about there.
Maybe you're going to fall asleep and wake up and say that was yummy?
Yes,
okay.
While wearing that.
Okay.
With a helmet.
That's between you and her, okay?
Uh-huh. Next is the map room.
Yeah, the map room.
There's a guy here who says he saw a huge bug fly over the Hydra marshes.
Oh.
It was heading toward Gaia's navel, which is surrounded by bluffs and inaccessible by sea. Chris, what did he see? The dragon, the secret boss, the drunk guy, the wingipede? What did this guy see?
I think it was the wingipede.
Okay.
Because we've heard a couple of little notes about the wingipede. Remember when Solt and Peppor mentioned that they got their elements stolen by the wingipede, I think? And there's been, I think, a couple of other NPCs that have mentioned the wingipede. So for some reason, I'm thinking that thing might still be relevant.
Local legend. We didn't kill it all the way.
Yeah, I guess not. Because, that Gaia's navel location is a place that is on the world map, but we cannot access it.
Yeah, it is in pink.
Yes.
There's another guy here sitting on the actual desk. He asks if I'm sleepy, and I say that I am. What happens, Chris?
You go
to sleep
go
right
to nap.
there in the map room.
You go to nap in the map room.
Nap in the map.
Yes.
He says it'll help me sleep off my fatigue.
Yes, we've all got it.
Someone else walking around here says everything is going to be fine. That's his outlook on life, Chris. Tomorrow is another day.
Of course it is.
Storage room, the hold.
Yeah, is this where Pip is?
Pip's here.
Pip's back.
Quote, who are you? You are Lynx-kinds. Well, okay. It's the inside that counts.
Yeah.
What happens, Chris?
Pip joined your party again.
Victory music.
Yes, victory music. Thanks, Pip. You're back.
I love the idea of Chrono Cross not having quite enough characters and challenging the player to go and get all their characters again. I hope this happens. Like, I hope we have to go get Skelly again. I hope we have to go get Nikki again. Like, do all that shit over again.
Do we have to break Skelly and put him back together?
You go scatter his bones in one world and pick them up in the next. So that's all I've got for the Zelbus.
Cool. Last time we left off with, I think the last thing we did was the Respect My Behind puzzle. And that led us to a note.
In a box.
In a box, of course. From Solt and Peppor, who have summoned Karsh to the Isle of the Damned for some goddamn reason.
This is an excellent heel turn.
It is great.
Or like heel to bigger heel.
I think that at some point early in this podcast, we wondered if we were ever going to see Solt and Peppor again.
Yeah, after Mount Pyre.
Yeah, and we've seen them a lot. We've seen them in the other world. We've seen them here. And I think we're going to see them even further down the line in the game. So
the Big Joe of this game.
The Big Joe of this game, yes, indeed. Too bad. Well, actually, you do get to fight Big Joe, but it's kind of a joke.
Big Joe.
Big joke.
Big joke.
Okay, so to find these fucking guys, we have to go to the Isle of the Damned here in...
Another world.
As far as I could tell, the traversal is basically the same.
It looks identical.
Yes, you have to use the Garai keepsake. It still works in the mirrors here.
Yes, there's still some airframes flying around. Isle of the Dam, of course, plays,
yes,
Chris.
Of course it does.
So the airframes are flying around, Chris, but I have no quarrel with them.
No, of course
not. Fight them. I'm really not fighting things unless I absolutely need to now, because there's after you get a star, if you fight some stuff, you'll get like 1 or 2 HP, and that's good.
Yeah.
But after that, you just get money, and I'm made of money, Chris. I haven't ever taken off that profiteer purse.
Yeah, this game didn't really did not use Keynesian economics to adjust its situation.
Yeah,
here.
sure, I know what that is.
We talked about it in our Termina podcast, patreon.com/retroam. You should listen to it. You're on it after all.
What I like, my deep fantasy for this game is something that I wish I had time for. Something that the Final Fantasy Remake also wanted you to do is have elements specific for each and every character and not be taking them off and shuffling them all the time.
Yeah, I don't like that about this game.
Yeah, there's too few like revives to get that done properly.
Yeah, we only have 2, and I think there's only like 3 or 4 in the entire game.
Yeah, I've got 3 at this point, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I wish you could just completely move from one to the other too, rather than picking it all and all that stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, shit, the mirror puzzle is the same, and I forgot about the mirror puzzle. Damn it, dude.
Yeah, all you have to do is use that Garai keepsake, and you can twinkle on through there.
Well, yeah, but twinkle on through. You've got to go through the spine, and I forgot about which part of the spine to go through.
Question, I forgot to check this at the end of this, but maybe we can talk about it then. But is Garai buried here in this world as well?
Good question.
Initializing fakenet.
Apparently, according to the fandom wiki, which is never wrong, Garai's ghost appears briefly before a scene you're about to talk about. This implies he is dead in this world as well.
Thanks, FakeNet.
No problem, Crisp. It's not like I am being investigated for murder.
I don't think you did it in Paradise Killer, FakeNet.
Yeah.
My current bet is that hothead, Grand Marshal Akiko 14.
Okay. Anyway.
We hit that cliff where we fought Garai in previousworld.com.
Yes. Solt and Peppor cannot believe that we shook it here. Karsh, as usual, is pissed. And we should know that you have to bring Karsh here in order to initiate this.
Yeah, but they ask if they knowingly know why we're here.
Yes, do they?
Yes.
Interesting. Karsh is pissed. Solt and Peppor tell us they came here to investigate what happened.
Karsh is pissed, but also Karsh permanently to me is adolescent piss.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, have we talked about how it's like he discovered profanity yesterday?
Yeah.
And is trying to use it all the time?
That's true. When they ask Karsh if he knows why they are here, Karsh replies, "Hell no! What? Am I supposed to?" I think like the way that's written in the dialogue box, he like when he says "Am I supposed to?" It's like ... exclamation point question mark. It's like Karsh has already given us a hint that he does know something more than we know.
Not that he wants to let be known either. Peppor responds, "Don't shake ignorance. We came to investigate what happened here." Karsh then spits exclamation points. Chris, in your Karsh voice, spit exclamation points. God damn it, that hurt my neck. Oh, that hurt. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Solt then explains they stood by Karsh's side, unable to shake loose one suspicion they had. They believe Karsh may have killed Sir Dario. Quote,
"Suspicion!
And by shaking it here, our suspicion has turned into conviction. Sir Karsh, we are executing you for the murder of Sir Dario."
Dario! Yeah, then we get a flashback, which I did not expect here. I thought we were going to have to go here, fight Solt and Peppor, get a tech, and then leave, but we get this deep flashback about the past.
Chris, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Chrono Cross is rhyming Radius and Garai with Karsh and Dario.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, great.
In the other world, was Dario one of the Dead Sea ghosts? That's also a question. Because I don't know what Dario's polygonal presence looks like in this game yet.
I think we figure that out later. I think it depends on where that side quest is.
I need like a screenshot of that screen with numbers on it and then a list of who each one is atop the numbers.
Yeah. I don't think that any of the characters that are there say anything about Dario. And if you had somebody like Radius there, then he points out that Glenn's there, but maybe not Dario. So who knows? I guess he would have been betrayed by that point. Who knows?
So then we get our flashback in Termina.
Yes.
Another world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Music, Reminisce plays.
Yes, Reminisce, Enduring Thoughts. Thank you. This is young Karsh and Dario. They have their own unique character models here.
Yes, and they're clanking swords.
Yes, little Glenn, he's out here too. Little sweet Glenn. Did you notice that little sweet Glenn has a nice little portrait for the kid?
Yes.
The kid version of him?
Small child boy Glenn.
So a question about small child boy Glenn. You know how like a lot of times, especially in anime, when characters have like a cross-shaped scar on their face or any kind of scar, it's supposed to be some sort of indication of like battle experience.
Right.
Glenn already has the scar at this age. And knowing,
he hit his face on a cabinet?
well, yeah, knowing what we know about Glenn, I think that his scar isn't representative of Glenn being a experienced battler, but I think he like fell on a fork or something, like face first onto a fork or something.
Go back and investigate the Glenn house to see if there's like a corner that's fallen off a desk.
Glenn tried to headbutt a fork on Dare. I think that's what happened.
But it's funny, when this flashed back, I thought it was Karsh fighting Glenn because I didn't know it was going to be Dario. I only knew it was Dario when little Glenn came out of the back and starts wailing on that training dummy.
Oh, yeah.
They're in front of the smithy, if we haven't said that yet. In front of the Glenn house in the smithy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a parallel there because it's the same place where all those kids are training now in the doodle suits. Yeah.
The doodle suit kids. Glenn does not have a doodle suit, though.
No.
Riddel approaches from Grifter's Row. She has a flower clasped behind her back in her hand. She has no portrait because this game doesn't care about Riddel.
No.
She asks everyone how training is going. The boys stop fighting, and portrait character Big Eyes, young ass Dario screams her name in excitement.
Yes.
She says she brought something special for everyone today.
Yeah.
What does Glenn ask what it is?
He wonders aloud if it's Viper churros.
Hell yeah, dude. That churro guy's been doing this shit for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's our tip off that Viper churros are a staple of Termina, not just some fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Riddel tells Glenn, wrong answer, asshole.
Yeah. But
then asks him if they really are that good. Glenn says he could eat 10 easily. Then Dario turns into a dullard.
Well, does Dario turn into a dullard, or is Dario also a dullard?
Dario is a dullard.
Okay.
Again, part of the great awakening upon this as an adult is when I was a kid, Dario lived up to his legend, and now I'm like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, he does. And he kind of like rains on Glenn's parade a little bit, and he says that those churros were originally rations for soldiers, which is weird to begin with.
Iron rations.
And then what the fuck is an iron ration?
I think iron ration to me states like a high protein type thing that you eat and pack it like an army ration type thing, like the high protein, high preservative shit that you eat to just pack in the calories in 2.5 minutes. Okay,
when he said iron, I was thinking like iron, like the metal, not the element.
I mean, you need iron somewhat, right? Otherwise, how's Magneto going to get out?
That's true. So then he chastises Glenn for overeating.
Yeah, it's not good discipline.
Yeah.
So that reminds me also of lobster, how that became like steerage food into delicatessen stuff.
Yeah.
Over the course of time.
Yeah.
Dario then asks Riddel what she brought.
Yes.
Riddel presents some flowers she found in where, Chris?
It's from Fossil Valley.
Glenn thinks it sucks that it's just a flower.
Yeah. And if you remember, when we first met Glenn, he was talking to the flower lady, and they were specifically mentioning this flower from Fossil Valley. So it's tying all that back together.
Dario asks Riddel if she went to Fossil Valley by herself. Riddel rebuffs him, suggesting it was safe enough.
Yeah.
Dario is going to be chivalrous to the point where it's poisonous, is my speculation here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Riddel says she has enough flowers for everyone, though. Glenn takes one, stating that if he plants its seeds, he may get some good fruit from it. Riddel thinks this is silly, but she walks over to Glenn and hands him one and pats him on the head. She doesn't pat him on the head. She doubts this flower will grow any fruit.
Yeah.
How old do we think Glenn is here? Like 9?
I was thinking like 6 or 7.
How long has Dario been dead? Anyway, she hands one to Karsh, even though he doesn't like things like flowers. Karsh says, no, it's not that, but then she moves on. Karsh accepts the flower, then walks to the front of the screen by Grifter's Row. Karsh holds the flower in his left hand and stares down at it.
Yeah.
Dario gets one too. He says the flower is beautiful and asks what kind of flower it is. It's a bellflower.
Yeah, bellflower. Cool. We found one of those one time.
Yes.
It's not that big of a deal, Dario.
But it is the one in our past lives where we dropped it at his grave.
Yes.
Dario says, Miss Riddel, if you ever wish for this flower, I will go for you instead. If anything should happen to you.
Yeah.
And then what he didn't say here was milady.
Yeah. Then they eventually, I think they pledged to go together someday.
Yeah. Riddel kind of played off his thinking she is an incompetent woman by suggesting they can make a date out of it. Which is, how women are forced to placate things so as not to ruin the man's spirit.
Yeah. I think Dario has a very fragile spirit.
Yeah, like he has some of Glenn's genes, maybe.
Yeah.
The camera, Dario spits out periods, then says, yes, very well. The camera then focuses on Karsh, who is still staring at the flower in his hands. He's just breathing and looking at it.
Yep. And then we fade to the future scene?
Flashback time skip.
Flashback time skip.
Flashback time skip.
Thank you.
Matt, I've got a great idea for a podcast. You and me, we watch movies, right? And some of them are kind of bad, and so we make fun of them. But maybe some of them are good.
Chris, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And eat snacks. Movie Fighters, an original idea on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Future History 101 today.
I hear Prof. Timesworth is going to teach us about World War VI.
Gather round, students. It is time to learn.
Podford University, where history and future are the same class. Available on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere you get podcasts.
Everyone is aged.
Yeah, they're all grown into their adult character models.
Yes.
And Dario now has badass Dario armor. He's got the full plate with the shoulder pads and everything. He definitely looks like he's from Record of the Lotus War or something like that.
Good pull.
Thanks.
Excellent Dreamcast game.
Excellent anime.
Dreamcast game.
I think it's a board game.
Diablo
too.
clone, Chris. Karsh is old now too, but he's still in the same spot holding the flower in the same position.
Yes.
In my headcanon, he just goes out here and does this once a day, like the one time a woman paid attention to me. Like
he's hanging on to it?
I don't know. I mean, like when I was that age, I kept like a girl that I liked left her gum wrapper in my car, and I was like, oh shit, she left something, this stupid, hey, don't make that face, man. I'm sure you did weird shit too.
So anyway, so Dario didn't die in a day, so there must have been like 5 or 10 days or whatever, or 5 or 10 years between these two moments, and Dario's talking about some shit, and then he asks Karsh if he's listening. Dario's got something to say, son, but he's having a hard time saying it for some reason. Riddel then tries to break the awkwardness of Dario. I guess he hasn't outgrown that.
Well, yeah, but like they're dressed up for a ceremony, and Dario's clearly wearing his cape for the ceremony. Riddel is wearing her dress that is her default costume. So after all this shit happened, did she just wear that as like a mourning thing?
I think that Dario wears that all the time.
Okay, so this isn't a special occasion thing? Because they're about to get like a special occasion day type thing.
Yes. Riddel eventually spills the beans and says that her and Dario are pledged to marry. Karsh then congratulates them, but there's some tongue-in-cheekness here with Karsh. He says, marry? So that's it. Well, congratulations. So when's it gonna be and where?
They ask Karsh to bless it with their approval.
Yes, of course, and he does.
Riddel's told Daddy too.
Yeah. Dario says they don't have a date yet because they first must survey the Isle of the Damned. Weird.
Big hmms.
So Dario then turns and faces the backyard, that area where all the kids are playing with
the doodle suit kids.
Yeah,
the training dummy.
He says he wants to have the wedding here, where they've grown, laughed, cried, etc. And then Karsh grins. We actually get a grin in the dialogue box, and he says, "You never change, Dario. Hey, then I'll have to fill this dull vacant lot with loads of bellflowers. Just tell me if I can help you in any way." Dario
in 5 years, Pierre's going to sit in his room.
Yeah, they don't know the darkness that Pierre will soon bring.
Karsh then grins and tells Dario he never changes.
Yeah, he never changed. War never changes. Dario never changes. Karsh never changes, etc. The scene then fades to black except for
Karsh.
Yeah.
He turns around, still holding his flowers and apparently his candle for Riddel. Have you and a friend ever competed for the attention of a woman and both of you failed, or like one of you were successful in that?
I don't think I was ever explicitly involved in one of those events, no.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You don't resent your friend for no reason at all. It's great.
Well, good thing we're all grown up and have no problems anymore.
Doesn't matter anymore.
So
he looks at the goddamn flower in his hand one more time and then throws it away.
Yeah.
Men never handle rejection well, even when their buddy is their indirect competitor.
Yeah.
But you know what that is, Chris? It's motive.
It is motive. Indeed. So then we get another flashback, flash forward kind of thing going on here.
Triple flashback.
Yeah.
Flashback 3, Isle of the Damned.
I think it's one flashback and 2 flash forwards in the flashback.
Yes.
Okay.
I love flashbacks and flashbacks too.
Yeah, they're great. So then we cut forward to Karsh and the Spice Boys running through the Isle of the Damned.
You know what's about to happen.
Yep. Dario is here too, of course, and they're approaching the final mirror where we're kind of like standing right now in this in the present.
Dario asks why Karsh is in such a hurry. The enemy isn't going anywhere, and the footing here is all bad. I wanted so badly to see how they passed through the mirror. I thought they were going to explain that with Dario's keepsake, but they didn't, did they?
Oh, yeah. Garai's keepsake, Dario's
Whatever.
keepsake, it's all the same.
Yeah.
We don't even know what the keepsake is. Also, question, very important question. The enemy, they're not going anywhere. Who is the enemy?
Oh, that doesn't matter, Chris.
No, it matters. I need to know who this enemy is. Is this, are these monsters? Are they,
Chris, it's Skelly.
Oh, fuck. Skelly does have a bone here, doesn't he?
Uh-huh.
Or is that, yeah, it was in this
Ribcage
world.
or something?
Yeah, Skelly does
I don't
live
know
in
who
this
it is.
world.
Do we actually figure out who's supposed to be here?
No, we never really know much about the exploits of the Dragoons other than the war on the main continent.
Maybe they're just looking for the frozen flame.
I think they're looking. I think they're cops and they're like U.S. Marshals and they're just hunting down fugitives.
Okay.
And the fugitive has run to the Isle of the Damned for some reason.
They said his name was Chrono.
Yeah. Weird. So then Karsh asks Dario why he always has to be like this. He says, "Why do you always have to be like that, Dario? The Masamune may be here. Any Dragoon would be hyped to see that thing. You know?"
Maybe that's what they're looking for then. Maybe that's their objective.
Yeah.
Let's go on a legendary sword chase with our two finest soldiers and two idiots.
It sounds like Karsh is like, oh, it might be here. Like, he just hopes that it's here because he knows of the history of Garai, but who knows?
Dario spits periods, and Karsh tells the Shaker brothers to stay here.
Yeah, this is why I thought the Shaker brothers was just some sort of agreed upon fandom term, but they are literally
They're
called
here.
the Shaker brothers.
I do prefer Spice Boys.
Yes.
They both reply with Sir, and Karsh tells Dario,
"Let's get going."
Dario says fine, and they walk through the mirror. We briefly see the next screen. Karsh asks, is that the Masamune? And then there's a flash sound effect, and we hear sword sounds.
Yeah.
The screen goes black, and Dario falls into the ether.
Yes, and then
it's real fast.
It's very fast. And then it quickly cuts to Karsh back in Termina overlooking the river in front of the smithy.
The music does not change. It's still Isle of the Damned.
Yes, Karsh is wondering kind of what we already know because we know Radius' story.
Karsh is wondering if he was really just possessed by the devilish sword, driven by such hatred and envy. Quote,
"Was I really just possessed by that devilish sword, driven by such intense hatred and envy? Maybe deep inside me I was filled with hatred. Dario, the one whom I could never beat, no matter how much I tried. The one who stole Riddel's heart from me. What if that sword does not embed hatred into the mind of its wielder, but instead draws out and ignites the flames of hatred hidden within the hearts of men? And if that hatred was something deep within the wielder to begin with, then what have I..."
Folks, if we knew Chris had this in him, he would have done all the Gazel Ministry voices last time.
I don't know if I can talk anymore tonight.
That's right.
So Glenn is obviously, Glenn's watching this happen.
The camera pans over and Glenn is there silent and breathing. He's been watching Karsh this entire time. He spits out periods.
I started to think about when I first played this game, because I do think that I did get, this is one of the side quests that I did find my first go around. And I was like, oh, okay, so Glenn's going to be involved in the story and I'm finally going to get Glenn. Finally going to get him.
Yeah.
But I didn't get him.
You didn't?
No.
This is a pretty good, as far as direction goes, scene, though, to see, because Glenn's known this truth the entire time as well, perhaps even more so than the Shaker brothers.
Yeah.
Unless the Shaker brothers were also a source on that, right?
Yeah, question. If you were to think just right now off the top of your head, which character in this game, in terms of the people that are in our party, has received the most character development to this moment in time?
All of our party members total?
Yeah, anybody that we've experienced.
Maybe Radius?
I think it's Radius, Karsh, and maybe a little bit of Kid.
Yeah, Kid.
More than Surge.
Yeah. Skelly,
yeah, the kind of price you have to pay for with the silent protagonist. So here we are.
I think I got some Korcha in there too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the definition in this game would have to be you know more than 3 things about their history and motivations, right?
Yeah, and you've actually seen them. There's something tangible to watch, and in this case, we have some pretty good stuff with Karsh.
So that ends our Inception 3-level flashback, and we're back to present Isle of the Damned.
Yes, we're back here, and Karsh asks why he has to fight these guys.
Well, Salt and Peppor noticed Karsh's pause and confirm he knows something about it.
Yeah.
Karsh says, take it easy.
Yeah.
Salt says there's no time for questions. Then Karsh asks, what in the hell? Edge of Death plays.
What in the hell? Brink of Death plays.
Yes. They have we're fighting Salt and Peppor. They have a special combined tech, team tech. What's that called?
X-Strike?
Yeah, well, no, but the terminology, is it team tech? What is it?
Oh, double tech.
Double tech, right.
Yeah.
They have X-Strike. It's called Crosscut.
Crosscut, yeah, that's right.
really good that they just, the same thing called something else.
I enjoyed this battle tremendously. My first note is, why is Peppor beating General Viper's ass?
Right? Isn't that stupid?
Suddenly, Solt and Peppor are pretty strong. Because I think we're going to this side quest as early as we possibly could.
Yes.
So it is feasible that we could have some more star levels and come back here later.
We could have a lot more, like 5 more.
Yeah, but in this case, we're coming here pretty early.
They've already gotten their star levels.
Yeah. Solt and Peppor also have a summon. Did they use it on you?
No, I didn't know about it until you told me in the pre-show.
Yeah, I played this long enough to actually see it because I have a trap for it. I was trying to trap it. It's Golem. And a lot of times they will cast Earthquake, but occasionally, randomly, they will use Golem instead.
You can also trap Earthquake.
Yes, I trap a couple of their Earthquakes. They kept having more. And then when they finally used Golem, I was one turn away from setting the trap up, so I said, fuck it, and I didn't get it.
Nice.
But the Golem the Golem animation is pretty funny. It's like like a giant, it's like a Shadow of Colossus, where it's got like greenery growing on its back, and it's a mountain, and it stands up, and then just fucking steps on everybody and flattens them.
That appears later, actually, with a different person we're going to fight.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't see that. So this is like a pretty reasonably tough battle.
Yeah, they wailed on Karsh for me, and he couldn't take it.
Yeah, Karsh takes a lot of damage because they are the opposite element of him.
Solt, in my case, went down first, and then Starkey's laser gun ended up getting them.
Oh, yeah, Starkey.
We ended up getting 2 Earthquakes, and then at the end, Karsh learns a new tech.
Axiomatic.
Great name.
I haven't checked. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know exactly what it looks like.
And then the music Isle of the Dam resumes.
Yes.
Karsh is out of the battle. Karsh speaks first.
Listen to me. I did not kill Dario.
Is he lying, Chris?
No, I don't think he is. He then says something about, I know the day when I can one day speak the truth. I just can't yet. So Solt and Peppor then apologize and realize through battle that Karsh is not evil.
Yes, you are not an evil person. You would never kill your best friend. Please forgive us.
Yes, Sir Karsh, I have come to an understanding that after the battle we just had, you are not an evil person. You would never kill your best friend. Please forgive us. Looking back now, you were the one who took us under your wing, even though we were Dragoon outcasts. You are very special to us, Sir Karsh. And then the other one says, Saw, we believe you, Sir Karsh. We must be on our way, but we hope to see you again sometime, somewhere. When that time comes, we hope that you will be ready to tell us what really happened.
They give him the item from the chest at Viper Manor.
Yes.
What is it?
It's the Memento Pendant.
What's that?
I don't know.
Fake net, what's that?
Initializing fake net. The Memento Pendant once belonged to Dario's mother. Dario proposed marriage to Riddel and gave it to her when she agreed to marry him. After his death at the Isle of the Damned, Viper had taken the pendant and hidden it, so his daughter would avoid remembering the tragedy. She was still in deep mourning over his death at the time. That's pretty fucked up when you think about it.
So with regard to like Karsh obviously taking these 2 idiots under his wing, I kind of identify with that because I've worked with plenty of people where within 10 minutes I'm like, dude, you're not going to make it here.
Yeah, I've been there. You have to try really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, listen, you could just drift and have a bad time, but we're going to set you up. You'll be okay, at least this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Karsh says he'll take good care of it and promises to tell the truth one day.
Yes, one day. One day we'll do that.
And he tells them take care, and then Karsh and Lynx watch both of them walk off.
Yeah.
Chris, do we see the Spice Boys again?
Yeah, I think we do, because I think there's one more sort of culminating...
Like the Spice Boys, not the ones in the other world that don't know who they are.
No, I think we see these guys again. I think there is one more moment where there is a culminating Dragoon Dario moment where we kind of tie everything together.
Do they roast Ketchup and eat him?
I don't even know if Ketchup even exists in our timeline. Like, they lost him.
Yeah.
Or Pierre killed him on his own. Who knows? I don't know what you do.
That was the victory he claimed as he showed up with the corpse and stuck his sword in the ear. Tell me what cool things you found out in the world.
I took General Viper to the statue polisher in Termina.
Oh, that's a good idea.
In home Termina. So this is the one that... The one in another Termina is not there, but in home Termina, the one's there in front of the Chimera statue that Peppor swapped out. And the guy gets really happy and sentimental, and then Viper, for some reason, even though he's not part of this world, he swears to one day come back and take Termina.
That's good. I thought Viper's going to be like, who the hell are you? What's this?
I thought I was going to get some sort of tech for Viper, but I looked it up, and it's somewhere else that I don't think I can access yet. So that was it. Also, while I stopped by Termina in another world, I took Snef to see Guile, to see if they know each other.
The magicians?
Yes. And Snef recognizes Guile, and he asks if Guile is the rising star of the Magic Guild. Snef then tells Guile that if he's looking for work, he's got some great connections. Guile says he has no interest in simple hand tricks. Guile says, I seek only enigma beyond human recognition.
Hell yeah.
And then Snef says, Nuff. Every magic has a trick. That's what makes it interesting. And then Guile repeats his normal dialogue where he says he kind of recognizes us. Even though he fought Lynx, he doesn't recognize Lynx currently because he's a dumbass, I guess. I don't know.
Arrested Development kind of ruined it, but I would also like to see if you got like Chris Angel and David Blaine and David Copperfield in a room and like put a hidden camera in just to see what the fuck they did to each other.
Yeah, those assholes.
So I went to, just to do some cleanup stuff, I went to Marbule in another world as Lynx. This is where we walked in and they spit on us the last time, like get the fuck out of here, human.
Yeah.
Not where the chaos creatures were taking over.
Yeah, and so I thought it was interesting. I think I did go back here, but I didn't have a full Demi-human party. I just had Lynx and they still spit on me.
So I walk in, another Marbule is playing. The guy who spit on me says he has nothing to say to us humans. Oh, because I have Viper. So I leave, go to the world map and put in Draggy and Irene's. I guess Draggy's...
He's not a human, at least.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they like dragons in Marbule, right?
Yes. So I walk in, and instead of spitting on me, he says, "Welcome to Marbule, the village of demi-humans. We warmly welcome all types of demi-humans here. Let me give you this as a welcome present." And I got the Valencian cloth frame.
The Valencian cloth frame.
The Valencian cloth frame.
Mm-hmm. Not quite as good as the Monster Mouth, but it's all right.
Okay. Are you still using Monster Mouth?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. The working tiger man asks if we're outsiders. Then he says, "Watch out for humans. They'll rob you of your elements if you're not careful."
It's true.
The bros, Chris, they don't say anything different when you go to chat with them. So I told the witch doctor that my true self is human.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, quote, "I can't do anything with your curse. Away with you, human. You humans are an ill omen. This dates back 14 years earlier when I was informed humans were on their way to Marbule." He goes on to say he heard a rumor that someone survived the storm. And I think that's all like repeating dialogue, but he also mentioned the pearly gates.
I think we got that before. Yeah, I think that's the same.
But pearly gates is like newly relevant as far as one of our terms.
Absolutely. Yeah, we heard that. I think it's like the opposite of death's door.
Yeah. So do you remember the person in the lower south corner in the big seashell room that when you walk,
get away or whatever?
Yeah, they were like, "Fuck off!" You know, as soon as we did that.
Yeah.
They talk to us now. Quote, "Who are you? Are you just passing through? Well, there's nothing here but me. There used to be a lot more of us here, but the humans have taken... Oh, I guess it doesn't concern you."
That's it?
That's it.
Humans have taken something. Okay, weird. Okay.
The elder says nothing different. I want to hand him a mop and wink at him and see how he responds.
Yeah.
The black dragon here is still napping. And that's all I've got for Marbule as Lynx.
Okay, you want to go mop up the final stuff in Viper Manor homeworld?
Sure.
You can go here and do some stuff. So,
Chris, I'm rolling in here with Marcy and Sneff.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're stopping by Viper Manor in the homeworld. This is the destroyed Viper Manor.
Yes.
There's a guard. He says he senses no more glory, which I don't know what that means.
It was glory brought on by Peppor anyway.
Yeah.
I guess like the glory of the dragoon. I don't know.
Can you sense glory? I don't know. There's another guy in here that they say that they've sent their men to the El Nido Triangle and they haven't returned.
We've only been there in one world, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have been there in this one.
I don't know if we even have to.
So then we can like go down to the sewers.
Yes. I fight some gloops and Sneff throws fucking cards. Are you kidding me?
Oh, really? This is your first time using Sneff?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow. His shot is cards.
Yes, he's tossing cards. I get into the sewers and the death volcano music plays here too. I use the prison key eventually to open up that locked jail cell and get a mithril vest.
Yeah.
So I walk up the formerly blocked sluice gate and tighten the valve, slowing some of the water.
Yes.
Eventually you can get a carapace dress, and there's some more valve switching. Dude, I fought a witchety.
Yeah, the witcheties are fucked up, man. I don't know how to describe a witchety. It's like a slug-like double face having guy.
I've got purple and teal salamander with 6 yellow tentacles with 6 red nipples.
Oh, yeah, that works better.
It's got a nasty mouth that's opening and closing.
Gross. Yeah, they're very gross.
It vomits up gloop.
Yeah.
Which is the Jigglypuff looking
motherfucker.
Thing. Yeah, motherfucker. When it gets tired, it falls over and uses 3 of those tentacles to support itself.
Yeah, there's nothing good down here at all.
Not true. I saw that treasure chest on the second screen, but if you fall in the water and it takes you away, you've already turned the sluice gate and you can't get over there again.
Yeah.
So I thought I had fucked myself out of content.
Oh, no, you
haven't.
And
reset my game.
Oh, you dumbass.
And when I did this, I forgot that I hadn't saved since I fought the Black Dragon.
Oh.
Which we haven't fought in our podcast continuity yet, but we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to fight the Black Dragon again.
Great. Good job.
Uh-huh. Dude, it didn't work. I lost 2 hours. Shit, fuck me. I'm going to load this.
Did you stop by in the to the torture room?
Oh, yes. Norris is still in there, isn't he?
Norris is hanging out there. That's his hangout spot. That's our Norris.
Yeah.
Why is he hanging out there?
He likes torture, Chris.
He's got a Okay. Good point.
He's Mr. Blonde, basically.
Okay. Did we ever note the bucket in there? There's a bucket in there.
Yeah, it's for like guts that you torture out of people.
So it's not
no, that is a gut bucket. It's not a shit bucket.
Not a turlet.
I mean, maybe I'm sure that you can like shit into it. The bucket will accept shit, but that is not its designated purpose.
Okay.
So anyway, you can actually get that treasure chest if you slow all this stuff down. How do you get that treasure chest, Chris?
You have to go. Well, yeah. First, you've got to turn the valve. but then you've got to go back up top, climb on the rubble, and jump down a sinkhole.
There's an option to jump down once you're in there. And if you don't turn the gate off, you'll get flushed out in the water pretty quickly. But if you do, you can actually weasel your way over to that area and open the treasure chest. It gives you your third revive element.
Good thing to have. Good thing we have that now. It's great. So I did check the FAQ, and you can get locked out of this revive. Because after you do, because there's one more Dario side quest.
Yes.
After you do that, you can't come back here, or at least you can't go do that part.
But you don't have to reset your entire game and then think about quitting the podcast forever because you don't want to do this again.
Yeah, well, I've got some save files if you need them. Although I guess it would be different. You won't have your whole blitzball team if I give you my save.
Chris is referencing something no one knows about. Yeah. See the outtakes.
Oh, let's check in with the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Quiet RealNet tonight.
I think you mean quite a RealNet tonight, Chris.
Quite a RealNet tonight, RealNet. Anonymous says Riddel manages to deal with so many lame-ass boys.
Yes.
Which is absolutely true. Like, who is Riddel dealt with that is not lame? Let's put it this way, who's the least lamest person that Riddell's dealt with?
Radius?
Well, I'm gonna say in terms of like her age, like somebody that she would be be able to be confederated with in holy matrimony.
Skelly. Well, they haven't actually met.
But I'm basically saying between Glenn, Dario, and Karsh, who's the least lame? I think it's Karsh.
Yeah. Well, Karsh is pretty lame, but yeah.
He's pretty lame, but at least he wears... Well, yeah.
But Karsh was introduced to us with the utmost competence in that Cape Howell sequence.
Yeah,
where he was
true.
like the leader of these dudes interrogating a ghost. Like, he was presented as antagonist number 1 in this game at a certain point.
That is true. Dario was once the leader of these dudes, but I think he got there... He got to his position by sucking ass.
Yeah.
And not necessarily being... I mean, I'm sure he's good at combat, but I don't think he's as... he's a corporate man. He's a salary man. He does what he's told. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Karsh. So, Alter Impulse says Karsh is the Bart of this game. True.
Yes.
Is Riddel related to him? No, Riddel is... Oh, I get it. Huh.
Yeah,
Duh, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Nope, she's not.
Maybe.
SSD Ninja says, Guile. Are we doing Street Fighter retrospectives now? No, we're not.
Sonic Boom.
I am teaching my kids to play Street Fighter occasionally.
You should show them a picture of Guile and of Paul Phoenix and says who is the coolest here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let me beat your children in Tekken Ball.
Oh, okay. Alter Impulse replies to our least lamest boy.
Mm-hmm.
Alter Impulse says, if Zoah wasn't gay, it would be him, not Carter Dario. Which, you know what?
Zoah is now gay?
I think Zoah is gay.
Yeah, Zoah's probably gay.
Yeah.
I would go with that, sure.
Yeah.
That fits. That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay. Zoah sounds like a Zoomer Noah, says SSD Ninja. Sister's name is Ashley, spelled ASEHELIEIEEGH.
YYNNE.
Okay. Anonymous says Zoah is gay and I stan. Okay, yeah, okay. That's
Zoah's gay now.
That's canon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This was the early 2000s, so they couldn't outright come and say it, but they certainly coded him that way.
Yeah, didn't you say Glenn and Cyrus were Frog, Chrono Trigger?
Oh yeah, the guy who wrote that who wrote the Chrono Trigger boss fight book, Michael Williams, I think was his name, mentioned that there's some subtext there. So SSD Ninja says RealNet jumps into action all of a sudden. We all want Senpai to notice us. Vote Suikoden, please. That's all. Thank you, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We will see you next time. We appreciate your support. The outtakes are coming right up. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on today, December 2nd, 2020. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro track.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. Subscribe, rate, review us wherever you get your podcast. More importantly, tell your friends or email us, retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. And if you like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, and more. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill Nap.
And now you may go back to God. Oh yeah, this was right in the release window of Final Fantasy
December
10, right?
2001.
Yeah,
19 years ago to now.
We were all playing. All of our whole circle of friends that were into RPGs were all playing Final Fantasy X simultaneously. Our friend Josh brought his memory card over to my house for some goddamn reason.
Me and Nick were also at your house, but Nick and I left to go do something and then came back.
Yeah, and so we were just playing. I think him and I were just like fucking around with our Final Fantasy X games. And,
show me your Blitzball team, bud.
Yeah, and during this process, he accidentally saved on memory card 1, which was mine, and he deleted my save. He overwrote my save, and he was like 10 hours behind me. and I got pissed and I punched not a hole, but I punched a dent into my parents' basement door. My mom never lets me live that down. But Josh will say that he saved me because I actually missed one of the summons. Was it Anima? Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Animus, one of those things. And but I was still upset because I liked my blitzball team.
Nick and I came back into your parents' house, and I want to say your head was underneath a recliner.
Yeah,
you would put a furniture on top of yourself, and Josh was just defiant. Going, I had a better team anyway. I did him a favor.
Well,
it's just defiant about.
You know what's fucked up is it wasn't like I didn't already have 10 hours.
Yeah,
I think I had just done some of the annoying stuff already, like the lightning shit. I'd already done the lightning. You'd
already dodged lightning 100 times.
I had to do that.
The thunder
again.
planes.
I think I had to do that, and I had to do the Chocobo balloon game again.
Oh, that was also bad.
It was bad. I remember I did that for somebody else too. I think it was Austin. I did it for somebody because he got stuck on it. Anyway, cool. That's that. Alter Impulse says I voted so he coded no propaganda. I don't consider Parasite Eve propaganda. I don't think
anything that portrays police in a positive light could theoretically be viewed as propaganda.
Does it? I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time. I mean, does it?
I don't remember. I played it within the last 10 years, but I don't remember the battle system being cool, and that's about it.
SS Ninja said, if she was a good cop, she'd quit, and that's the sequel.
Chrono Cross doesn't bother giving young Riddel a portrait. I already said that.
Yep.
Dario sucks.
Also, we'll see you in 5 minutes because we're going to do another podcast, I think. You doing okay, Eric?
Yeah, I'm great.
Are you sure?
Well, there's a shooting pain in my neck and right arm, but it's been there all day, so what am I going to do?
Okay, well, take more drugs, I guess.
That's the plan.
Outro. The outtake. You know, I didn't mark our podcast as explicit until 8 months in.
I mean, we use a lot of profanity and talk about fisting at least once every 10th episode, so it's good that you.
I read that if it's listed as explicit, then it won't show up in India and stuff, but it does show up in India.
Cool.
So I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure all of the people of India can hear us, or at least a couple of them.
How are we going to appeal to Zoomers if we're listed as explicit?
Yeah, that's true. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
When I was before I turned 18, I certainly didn't look at any pornography or.
Oh, let's check in with the real net. What's button's the real net? What in the hell? What in the hell?
What in the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell?
Stop it. Stop doing this.
Hell no!